Let's see what's going on.
Are we live?
We're live.
We're live.
Facebook says we're live on Facebook.
And YouTube says we're live on YouTube.
YouTube says we're live on YouTube.
That's perfect.
Right now. And podcast stream appears to be going.
So everybody can see us.
So now it's check time.
Good. Well,
I check on my mobile.
Check Facebook.
Check Facebook.
See if people can hear us, not like yesterday.
Yep.
Yesterday we had some technical difficulties here because
we didn't have any technical difficulties. The net had technical difficulties. All our stuff was working fine.
The internet had technical difficulties. Yes.
Okay,
That's true. YouTube says if people can hear us.
Okay.
It seems to be working.
Okay.
Good.
That is working. Okay, that's both audios going out.
So you Facebook people can hear us. That's lovely.
Okay. Now
we love to be heard. I see.
We love it. Okay, I'm going to click on here and hopefully. Okay. That's great.
Love it. Super. That's YouTube great. People can hear us. Hi, YouTube
cool.
people.
That's super cool.
It's lovely to see you again. Well, we're not seeing you, but you're seeing us. So it's lovely to see us again.
You know what's good about this system?
Yes.
Is that we've got evidence.
What evidence?
We've got evidence that things are okay.
Good.
Yeah, when we said stuff before.
Yes.
People were like, you maybe you did this wrong or that wrong or whatever. What we've got now on the streams is actual evidence. Not just evidence for ourselves, but evidence for the people on the other side that if there's a technical problem,
it's not us.
It's not us.
It's not us.
It's the tube.
Like yesterday,
it's the
right?
Interweb. People are not going to believe us what happened yesterday.
Facebook, we were live on Facebook. You could see us, you could hear us, everybody was happy, rainbows and butterflies. And then we click replay and no sound, right? Phones and tablets had sound on replay. That was cool. We could see it, we could listen to it. That was great. But laptops, Windows, no sound.
No sound.
Right? No sound.
That was crazy. And that was on Google Chrome, right?
Yeah.
So then I checked out Internet Explorer, the browser, and
darling, there is water on the bench. You can go and take some, okay? There's a bottle of water. You can go and grab it.
Big girl now. You can
grab
it yourself. Grab it like a rabbit. Right.
You can do the same thing, Juju. Go and get the bottle and bring it here. I'll open it for you.
Absolutely.
Maybe.
Absolutely. So I checked out Internet Explorer, and Internet Explorer had no signs of any live posts on the feed. None.
So we didn't basically.
And then I went into the video section, which is all hidden away, right? And the video was there with audio, but of course, there was a synchronization delay in that. But that's an online issue that happens a lot of the time, so we can avoid that. But it's crazy. Internet Explorer hides the video. Google Chrome won't let you listen to it when you play it back. Nobody would believe the technical.
It's crazy. The technical world out there is crazy.
Yeah.
Totally.
And anyway, we got through it.
Yes.
We got through it. We persevered. Perseverance. There's a great parenting trait. Perseverance.
Because we know that so many people out there rely on us to do this every day.
We know so many people are not going to do this because it's complicated. It looks simple, but it's actually complicated. In fact, we talked before about this. The system is actually held together with boxes of matches and pieces of sticky tape.
Oh yes, and vices and.
We've got vices gripping pieces of wood to the table. We've got.
There's that little book that you had holding the computer up.
Well, the Oscar Wilde quotes. Yes. It was a book of Oscar Wilde quotes. That's now in a vase, in a giant vase of cables, which I stuffed under the bed.
Oh, right.
Because vases are for cables, right?
The vase of cables. I almost forgot about it. I think it can be both.
I think when in the plural people say vases, they don't say vases, do they?
I don't hear people saying vases or vases very much, actually.
Yeah.
I'm just not in those situations, if you know what I mean.
Excellent. Jazzie's gone and got the coloured pencils all by herself, and she's going to draw on the calendar for next month.
That's great. Well, when we put it up next month, it's going to be all colorful.
She's going to be more organized than you.
Yeah, I know. She's probably going to fill in everything that she has planned for next month of October. Which brings me...
Wait a minute. Welcome to Practical Parenting.
Welcome to Practical Parenting.
It's taken us several minutes to say that, but welcome to Practical Parenting.
Yes. We're here to give you some information on parenting. Maybe you will be interested. Maybe if you want to make things a little bit better or learn something every day.
Zora, wait a sec. I got to do some parenting right now.
Okay, go ahead.
Zora, you know where the paper is? And that was Jazzy's. Jazzy decided to work with that. You know where the paper is. You can get your own paper. You don't have to write on Jazzy's paper. She's decided to hide under a blanket.
Zora is a bit edgy, right?
Why is she edgy? She was edgy yesterday. She did the
check this out. In the morning when she wakes up and she doesn't go to pee, she's edgy, right?
If she doesn't pee straight away.
Yes, seriously.
Is that because she needs to pee?
If she pees, after she pees, she's okay. But before she pees in the morning, she's edgy. This is really weird, but I have noticed this pattern ever since she was about 2 years old.
Is that fake
ever
crying?
Since she started peeing.
Is she doing the real crying in the background, or is that fake crying? Sounds a bit like...
I don't know.
Sounds a bit like forced. You know, the fake crying always sounds a bit forced.
Yes, it does, but then I think that even the fake crying is a sign of some sort of distress, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, I did... She was taking stuff away from her sister. I suggested that she get some paper. She knows where the paper is. She can get the paper and draw on her own paper.
Jasmine, is it okay if Zora joins you in drawing on the calendar?
No.
No.
There you go.
Well, we have to respect that.
Zora, would you like your own calendar?
I have an idea.
What?
But I would have to go there. Is that okay with you?
It depends. Can you explain what the idea is?
Well, I'm going to split the calendar so each of them can have their own calendar sheet.
But we're not sure that I asked Zora if she'd like her own calendar, and I didn't get a response.
No, because she's edgy.
But is she not going to answer the question? And then
No.
She's
not going to.
Okay, you're just going to have to give it to her, yeah? Okay, she's not going to answer the question. Well, it was nice presenting it with you. Have fun. Right. I'm left all on my lonesome again. So remember, if you've got Yanka, you had all the intro stuff and everything planned out, and now you've run off. You've left me here all on my lonesome. Oh God, I just have to filibuster then. Okay, practical parenting means that we will answer any questions that you have. So if you've got any questions related to parenting, what did I say? Right? What did I say? Yeah. The moment we go live, everything is fine. Everything is organized. You know what it's like being a parent, right? You get everything set up. You get everything prepared. The kids are happy. You set up a technical system. You go live, and the moment you press record, it's like hitting a button, not just on the technical stuff. It's like hitting a button in the kids at the same time. The kids just decide that this is the time. Oh look, our parents are stuck in the corner of the room doing their recording. So this is the time when when I can put them under some pressure. I don't know. No, the kids are not thinking like that. I know the kids are not thinking like that. But it's interesting psychologically to watch how it happens. It's interesting to see those things. And it doesn't matter how much you prepare. It doesn't matter how much you prepare for it, because these situations are inevitable, especially when dealing with children who don't have that level of emotional control yet. Yeah. So definitely we don't want to not include the children in what we're doing. And I think you'll find a lot of people who are presenting information online. They present the podcast, and you know their children are not there. They're disconnected from the world. So have you solved the problem?
Yes.
You solved the problem. Okay.
For now.
Okay. Welcome back to the conversation. To be careful with the cables. Darling, there's a huge collection of pencils in the middle of the floor. You have to move 2 meters and you can pick them up. and then you can return to where you are.
Hi. Can you move over a little bit so that Facebook people can see me, not just half of my head?
We've got a problem then.
Why? Oh, where?
Want me to move over? Oh, okay, right. Because I get problems with the two cameras, because the two cameras are set up in different ways. Sometimes I mix the left and the right, especially as now everything is the right way around. Whereas before, when Facebook was setting up video stuff, they had everything mirrored backwards, which just made things really confusing because left became right and right became left, and it's completely insane.
Darling, there's tissue there. You can use it to blow your nose, okay?
Mommy's left tissues right in front of you.
You're a big girl, sweetie.
Yeah. Oh, that was an intro. Right. Remember, you can type in your questions online. We have two chats going. One of the chats is on the YouTube. There's a live chat on YouTube right there, and the other chat
is on Facebook.
It's a live chat on Facebook. So you can chime in. You can ask us questions. You can leave questions for us as well after you watch the presentation. That's kind of cool. Contacting us, getting in touch with us. Websites are nsa-slovakia.com. We're the Academy of Language Therapy and Life Coaching online. And
21centurymum.com. MUM as in mum, right?
You've got to find a way of. It's 21st century MU. No, that doesn't kind of.
MU. 21st century MU.
MUM. You've got to find a way of.
21st century mum as in MUM. Okay. Everybody gets it. They're not stupid.
What do you mean everybody gets it?
You know, when I say 21st century mum, spelled MUM, everybody's going to get it. They're not idiots.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, it doesn't sound super cool.
Well, they're not idiots if they get it wrong. They just are used to a different kind of spelling.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Especially when I tell them how to spell it.
Yeah.
They're pretty sure to get it right. Anyway, yeah. Pop in on those websites. I have information about our upcoming event on my website, about the amazing parenting webinar.
Is that going live? Remember that if Jazzy comes here, you have to be careful with that piece of wood.
Can you draw on the other one as well?
The kids from getting all the technical stuff.
Try to use a different color. Yeah?
Right. Well, as you can see, Jazzy has made a plan for December.
They can't see because she's
the contrast
used a yellow pencil and you can't really see it. Deck.
Today I will be
Hey, I got this printable from somewhere online actually.
It's at somewhereonline.com.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent.
I can't remember which website it was,
well,
but
that's really useful for people, isn't it? I got somewhere online. There's a website. I met this man in a bar.
I don't remember. I found it on Pinterest, but I'm just saying that it's not mine. Yeah. Okay. Well, try to add some red details onto it.
Make some of the days red.
That would be nice.
Yeah, especially the 24th and 25th of December.
Of Deck.
Which month is that?
I didn't.
Deck.
I'm just saying that I didn't create it. Okay. I downloaded it somewhere for free.
Somewhere for free.
And then had it printed in a printing shop.
But everything on the net's free, you know.
We do that a lot. I do that a lot actually. Webinars, I just hop on Pinterest and download things and then make use of them. Yeah.
What happened to my juice?
Especially, I would like to tell you about a website that I use very much for printing stuff for my kids to play with and to do paper activities, and that's Mr. Printables, MrPrintables.com. Seriously, it's a great website. They have beautiful printables. And they have like paper craft, paper dolls that you can cut out and
probably on Pinterest as well.
There's a lot of educational. Yes, I'm sure they are. There's a lot of educational activities.
Where no one can see it.
I have like French alphabet cards and a French alphabet poster from them. I have counting activities that I laminated and stuff like that. It's really cool.
Laminate
Check
stuff.
it out.
Don't just print it out. Don't just print it out. Number one, get it printed out on thicker paper.
Yeah.
Number two, get it laminated. Number three, smile. Because you've done something really cool.
Yeah. Right. And if you laminate it, you can still cut it out, right? It may get a little bit tired. You don't want it to get wet if you cut it out.
Darling, can you... You draw the picture. Excellent.
Super cool. You can draw some more. So
what do you think about, when the kids are making the mistakes with the past simple forms, right? I draw the picture. I headed it.
Yeah, I think that's genius.
I tend not to correct it.
Oh no.
Regularly. I tend to just let it go. And I'm not sure if that's a good thing or not.
Oh, they'll pick it up eventually. They'll pick it up eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you mean you don't know how to draw?
How to draw you.
You've done a great job there. Can you draw me? Can you draw my face?
That's difficult.
Oh, you did it before. I saw it. What
would you like to draw? What would you like to draw, darling?
You would like to draw a paper?
You're in here. You're on YouTube, but you just wandered off your Facebook.
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to check that board down there so she doesn't kick it over. That's why I'm kind of unconsciously, subconsciously moving that way.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because I'm scared that she's going to knock it over.
Funny that, isn't it? You should be worried about that.
Yeah, I know. It is funny.
Okay. Anyway, enough about the background stuff.
Yeah,
that's going on. I might move it back to the way that it was before. I might kind of put it at an angle so that they can't walk through, but they might stand on it.
Might be a good idea. Yeah.
There's no perfect solution.
So they can't knock it over. Should get a little gate with a latch. Chop chop. Get going. Get crafting.
I've had my fair share of building gates in the last couple of years.
Oh yeah, that's true. You built the gates for the sheep and stuff.
Built gates and
Bill Gates.
Bill Gates.
I'm just gonna call you Bill Gates.
Bill Gates and no fences. Right.
What did you say? Thank you.
What's that?
I just got a piece of Lego. She said she doesn't want it.
What's that? A gun?
Yeah, I think it was supposed to be like a
torch. Or like a microphone or something.
I think it's from the fire extinguishing machine. The firefighter Lego.
The fire engine. People can't see it anyway.
Yeah, they can't. It's a wee little yellow thing.
As you do. Right. As it is. There we go. What are your plans for today? In terms of parenting?
In terms of parenting.
I don't want to know,
in terms of parenting
is everything, I suppose.
My plans are we're going to wait until the kids get up because Will is still sleeping.
I noticed Will was sleeping with his arms on the wall.
Yeah.
As if he thought he was
kind of
Spider-Man.
climbing the wall, in his sleep. And then we will do some reading with Zora and probably some writing because she's now interested in writing letters. And I think you have to use this. Montessori calls this like sensitive periods in child development.
Sensitive periods.
Sensitive periods in development when children are interested in different stuff and developing different skills, right? And I think that Zora's sensitive period is letters and literacy. Writing, reading. She's really fascinated by it now. You can see it, when she was picking the Ys in the forest, for example, the letter Y, the branches that looked like letter Y, or just a few minutes ago she was sitting on a sofa and she told me, "Look, mommy, I made a letter W with my knees," right? So the point in the Montessori theories is that you have to make use of the sensitive period, and I think that it makes sense, right? With younger children, they get sometimes, they have a gross motor skills period where they don't do anything else but jump from the furniture and ride bikes, right? Like Jazzy had that. Jazzy had that. She could climb the sofa and jump off it for hours. Seriously, for hours. It was crazy. It happened while we were in Scotland, and one day your mother had a French lesson downstairs in the bank and Jasmine was jumping off the sofa upstairs. She sounded like a herd of elephants. Anyway, so you have to kind of,
she must have been so pleased.
Oh, she was. You have to pick up on, what the kids are interested in and then just do stuff.
She's good at jumping, though. I mean,
yeah, I know. We wrote a letter yesterday with William, so he practices writing a little bit, which he has to do, but he's not really motivated to do it. So I have to find...
letter to the grandparents.
Yes, his little letter to Grandma. I have to find ways to motivate him to practice that. Some kind of natural motivation. And today I think we're going to do a little bit of grammar practice because we haven't done that. It's called workbooks, and he quite enjoys it because it's like little brain teasers for him, right? It's like a game for him. And we will have a look at geometry. We started working with angles.
The brain teaser books that I got there on the shelf over there.
Not currently, but I'm going to incorporate it.
Yeah.
You know, I kind of.
Do you know where the first book is in the series?
He's done almost all out of the first book, and I think it's in his room, in his drawer.
Can you find it and put it back with the other one so we don't lose it?
Yeah. I think he's done almost everything. There's only about 2 or 3 bits that he didn't do, and that's because it's too difficult for him vocabulary-wise. You know.
He sits at the kitchen table and asks about, could it be this word or could it be that word, or how do I put the letters into
Yeah, it's great, and he's really good with spelling. His reading, his reading made him being quite good at spelling.
I've also given him those Star Wars books as well, different kinds of Star Wars books from the comics to from the new comics to the old comics to the choose your own adventure stories to the to the full stories as well.
When it comes to science and history and so forth, he studies history with the horrible history series.
Terrible tutors.
And whatever.
Vile Victorian.
Everything else is basically William led, right? So when he's interested in a topic, we explore it. Like the other day, he asked me at the table at breakfast, how is sugar made? So we explored how sugar is made, right?
I love the way you could just just flick on a little YouTube video and they give you like the whole process of it. Whereas before it was all kind of some kind of abstract story about something that happened in a distant land, and it was really hard to visualize. And the visual elements are so powerful. I mean,
if you just watch a YouTube video and you compare it to a teacher standing in front of 30 kids talking about something that you are completely disconnected from, and you're not even interested in it because she decided that you have to be interested in it right now. Instead of you asking the question, right?
Technical note.
Yeah.
There's a background issue on the YouTube stream.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm making a technical reference for future points. Okay.
Oh, what background issue?
This is 22 minutes into the YouTube video, and
what happened?
There's a background issue here. This should be muted. Okay.
Oh.
That stream needs to be muted. What that's doing is
sending a feedback.
Yeah, it's picking up any sound in the computer and feeding it into the YouTube stream.
That's not good.
Okay. Yeah, if you can imagine, like, as usual, people just see us standing here or sitting here or whatever. But on the other side, you can imagine bars and graphs and numbers, and I don't even know what half the stuff is doing. I'm happy that I know what half the stuff is doing. Yeah. And the other stuff is just way beyond me.
You don't even go there. Otherwise your brain could explode.
I kind of get there eventually. It's like each time you play with it, you learn a little bit of something new. Like this is another example of the fact that I never read the instructions for anything. It's all just, okay, click on this. What does this do? Oh, that's not good.
I never realized how much taller you are than I am. I just realized when I see that video over there, right? Or over there. You're actually quite tall. You don't look like it from my perspective.
Well, you're kind of slouched over a bit, right? You're just doing yoga.
I'm doing yoga.
You're like the one-legged stork pose there.
It's the tree pose.
The tree pose.
It's the tree pose, yeah.
Trees don't look like that.
I relax. It's quite a relaxing pose for me, the tree pose. I use it when I wash dishes and stuff as well.
You wash the dishes in the relaxing tree pose?
Yeah.
Do you have to change legs every now and then so you don't?
Yeah, I do, so that I don't topple over.
How do you feel like presenting standing as opposed to presenting sitting?
That's great. I like it. Yeah. I mean, I have to
you
change my position now and then because the old legs get tired and you have to kind of keep it fresh. But I like it because it's more dynamic. What do you think? And it doesn't flatten my butt.
It's dynamic up to the point that you can't really move far because everything's wired up. Eventually, one day in the future, somebody will invent a way of Bluetoothing 2 mics to one computer, rather than having to have everything cabled in. You've seen how good it is to have the hands-free system in the Skype coaching that I do. Right?
Oh yes.
Yeah, where I can just walk around the room and not have to worry about being connected. I can go off to the kitchen and get something from the fridge during the session.
Yes. Oh, hi Will. Good morning.
Good morning, Will.
Will got up.
Will got up eventually, finally. Did you sleep okay?
You slept in a funny position. You were climbing a wall.
Yeah, he's not awake yet.
He's not. I know. He'll wake up when he eats his
exactly like
muesli.
me in the morning.
I know. I've noticed.
It's like, just leave me alone.
Don't talk to me.
The imaginary wall. Yeah, don't come into my space. That's
why you always put the headphones on first thing in the morning so that people don't talk to you.
The headphones help me to. The part of that, but I'm not wearing them so people don't talk to me. I'm wearing them so that I can focus on what I need to focus on to get it done and not get distracted by other things. And music does help a lot with personal focus. So
you wrote about music in your email today.
Female email today. Yeah, the female email today, which went out a couple of hours ago, was about singing, where I revealed a little bit about my past experiences with that when I lived in London. And I talked a little bit about the positivity of singing. And I also gave a link. If you check out the female email on the Facebook page, there's a link to a special recording by the folk music artist Ryan Adams. It's actually a selection of special recordings that, as far as I'm aware, are not available anywhere else. So I wonder how long they can stay on the internet before there's some copyright issue. But there shouldn't be a copyright issue because they're not official albums, they're underground recordings. And it's part of a series of 5 discs. And they've been, I unearthed them in a box when we were moving, and I thought I have to do something with that before they get lost. Before they, actually they said like CDs would last forever. They don't.
Well, they don't.
They don't. After a period of time, they just stop working.
Yes, they.
I mean, it's more durable than the cassettes and the vinyl. Yeah. But even, did you know that even MP3s wear over time?
No.
Seriously, each time you copy a file, right? You think you're just copying the original file, but the copy of the file,
it's slightly worse.
Even in digital format, is not as good as the original.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So if you make copy of blah 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 blah,
it loses the quality.
It does over time lose its quality. Now, of course, it loses it much more slowly, and you probably have to make 1,000 copies of it before you notice any difference. But
yes, darling?
It does happen like that.
What's up? And, what's going on in the background?
Zora, can we help you with anything? No, she's just moaning for moaning's sake because she doesn't want to do anything.
What's up, love?
No, there's another one. Jazzy has decided to draw on herself again.
You want a pencil?
Darling, the pencils are in the middle of the floor. They're about 2 to 3 meters away from you.
You can go and get one.
You can go and get one. You have. Oh.
We're going to use Will again. Will?
No. Just let her stay there. Let her stay there and see what happens.
Okay. I'm pushing you. I'm pushing you out of the picture. I'm sorry. Pushing you out of the YouTube picture.
I'll lean into it. Right. So yeah, the quality goes down over time. Little things that people don't know. So even with images, you copy and keep copying an image. Eventually, it does begin to lose its quality.
Yeah.
Although it is more durable and sustainable than other formats, it's still not perfect.
Wow,
right.
I didn't know that. Cool.
What do we want to get into today? Well, if we Will has decided to put a giant basket on his head. Okay, there you go. Cool stuff in the background. The habits of highly. Do you think we're going to get through this today? Because last time we did this, Facebook just deleted everything, basically. So
yeah, I remember. I remember that.
So.
Oh my gosh.
What is it with this moaning? What is it with this lying? Well, is she really too lazy to go 2 meters and pick up a pencil and come back to the couch?
I don't know if it's.
What is that about?
I don't know if it's laziness or whatever that is, but.
What is that? I mean, what is going on there?
I mean, she would normally she would do that, right? Normally she'd do what?
Normally
she would, if it's like afternoon and she wants to draw, she will go and she will take the step and she will take the pencils off a shelf or whatever all by herself. But I think that this morning she's in a state of moan. And nothing's gonna happen. She's
got
just
that
not
Zora
going to do
state
anything.
of mind.
Yeah, she's just going to be moaning. So.
Is she Zora or Scotia now? Did she change her name back or?
I think she's still Scotia.
Okay.
I'm really not sure.
Zora, are you Zora or Scotia today?
Scotia, there you go.
Maybe that's why
so
she's not
cool. It's so cool that she can choose, Hey, and I have noticed that when you call her Scotia, she responds
do you think that
better.
Might be the problem?
She responds better when you call her Scotia. So sometimes when I want her to do something.
When I water her.
When I want her to, when I want to get a response, especially a positive one, then I will say Scotia instead of Zora, and that has some sort of effect on her.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
So that's cool. That's cool.
It's kind of cool. Six habits of highly effective parents.
Me? No, I'm kidding.
Are you a habit?
I'm just normal parent.
I'm just normal.
There's
no such thing as normal.
Everyone
is different. There's no way to raise a kid right, but there are a few things that many of the most successful parents drum. Oh.
Who's drumming? Oh, Jazzy's drumming.
Jazzy's drumming. It's funny because I have a different reaction to whether jazz.
To Will drumming and to jazz drumming.
Yeah, Will's. Yeah, because Jazzy's like, oh, I'm exploring this, and it's something new, and Will's is, I don't know, I have a different reaction to.
You know what I have read somewhere on the internet? That fathers are more strict with sons than with daughters, and mothers are more strict with daughters than the sons. It's some kind of weird mental projection, right? Because you have been a child, right?
You know what's going to happen.
He's going to drum as well.
No, he's decided to go over and play the piano.
Of course he has.
Right.
So, and I have noticed that. I have noticed that that's true because you project your childhood, basically. You project the situations where your parents have been strict with you onto the child of the same gender. Because you're a boy.
Does it matter which parent was strict with you?
I don't think so. It's more of the inner boy, the inner boy inside of you being projected on the boy outside of you.
I'm projecting myself onto him.
Yes.
I do.
Because you have been told, when you were a kid, I'm pretty sure you have been told, like you have been brought up you've been told gender-related things like boys don't cry or you're a big boy, you have to do this. So the boy section there, I think, may play the role. This is just my musings, okay? I don't have this backed up by any scientific study, but it just makes sense to me.
Yeah, I'm aware of patterns. I'm also aware of trying to break the patterns as well. I'm aware of patterns. I'm aware of some patterns that exist. I mean, it's crazy. It took me 40 years to become aware of certain things which are just so obvious that it's unbelievable.
Well, we were talking about the sensitive periods of children, right? Well, I believe that adults have sensitive periods as well, and I think that having children...
Atmospheric kind of...
Yeah, I know.
kind of dark music going on.
We've got great background music.
Jazzy Who's 2 has found the deep notes.
Yes, I think parents, I think adults have their sensitive periods as well, and I think that having little children is a sensitive period of kind of self-reflection and self-exploration, because I see it all around me.
People who don't have kids, right? They are missing understanding who they really are because they've got nothing to work on.
Yeah, children just do that to you. They move you onto a different level. They just basically make you grow with them, or it's like reinventing the parenting that the parents did on us by parenting our children, right? By doing it better.
It's improving.
By improving the parenting, by trying to make things better with our kids, by trying to, use different parenting styles from our parents, I think what we are subconsciously doing is reparenting ourselves, reparenting the inner child, basically healing all the wrongs that have been done to the inner child,
Reparenting the inner child in ourselves through our own parenting of our children.
Yeah.
That's quite a powerful realization.
Yeah. I just realized it now. Live.
Well, that's one of the good things about the real conversations.
Mm-hmm.
Real parenting is about real conversations. So a lot of people want to have these fake conversations. A lot of people want to have these scripted conversations.
Can you write it down? Because I'm going to use it.
Well, that's the whole point of recording everything. Right?
Yeah, okay.
Is that you can go back and find it. Like when we're doing webinars and presentations, it'll be necessary to go back to what we've done before, listen to it again, and pick up some of the ideas from it. Because, one of those learning elements is that people forget. People listen to this, people watch this, and people take on board some of the information, but most of the information they don't, and they forget about it in a period of time. In the future we'll get into memory and memory techniques and how to hold things in our minds. I'm just waiting for her to play. Isn't that great?
It's great.
Isn't that great? So she pulled the other chair over.
Yeah.
So that she could get to the high notes.
I know.
So she's got like one chair in the low notes and one chair.
It's also super cool that she can explore the
whole range.
She has a real sound.
Yeah, when you've got one of those like small keyboards, you're limited in your vision of what is possible within.
I told you about Will's first experience with real piano, did I?
Was that when he went to the people in the next village and the teacher, the piano teacher?
Yes, he went to Amy, the piano teacher in the next village.
Amy, the piano teacher.
And he's seen a piano before in my mum's house, but that was before he started to be interested in it. Mm-hmm. And then he became interested because he had this electric thing, that he played notes on, and he already was familiar with classical music and with Beethoven, and she really enjoyed classical music. Mm-hmm. And then we went to Amy, the music teacher, and the first time he's heard her playing classical music piece on a real piano, he just literally jumped out of his chair, right? He played the first few chords of, I think she played Moonlight Sonata for him because he told her to play Moonlight Sonata for him. So she, played the first few chords, and he just kind of jumped out of the chair and he was like, oh, the real sound, It was really, really powerful experience.
The resonant tone of a piano is something quite unique in the world. The creation of the instrument is quite unique. And
it's beautiful. I never learned how to play piano, but I wish I knew.
I'll tell you a story about university. I'll tell you a story from university, right? Mm-hmm. I was living on campus, as most people do, and big sports university with all these big halls for gymnastics and classic basketball hall and just all these little spaces. And I would, between where I stayed and the library, it was about a 5-minute walk, and I'd walk past these big sports halls. Mm-hmm. And one or two of them would have a piano in it. Now I'm assuming that's because of dance and students doing things like that. And so I'd sneak in on my way to the library into the big hall, and I'd go to the piano and I'd open it up. And you know the sound in a big hall, it vibrates and echoes, and you press one key on a piano and it colors the whole room, the whole space. And so I would sit and play it for like 15, 20 minutes, and I would just sit in the hall and play the piano. And of course everybody thought I was a bit weird because it's a sports university and sports halls are for balls, sporting, for running endlessly up and down.
Chasing leather bags of air.
Yes, and people and
exactly.
And following strange rules that make no sense. And doing backflips.
You did the Greek thing, right? You did the Greek education thing. Well, the Greeks had that complex. They had what they called kalokagatia, which was like the harmony of body and the spirit or mental abilities, right? They had like not only you have to be a scholar basically, right? You have to have the mental abilities and the rhetorics, but you also have to have some command of some musical instrument, but you also have to have the sport part, right? You also have to be athletic. So it's kind of they promoted harmony of all these together.
Yeah, it's excellence in all areas.
Do you think you can find some clothes for yourself, sweetie?
Darling,
I can help you put them on.
Around yourself.
You can go and choose what you want to wear today, and I can help you put it on.
Okay.
I've put some dresses in your cupboard yesterday that I ironed for you, and some T-shirts and stuff. You can wear the leggings that you were wearing yesterday. They're still clean.
Or alternatively, you can wrap yourself in a blanket on the couch and chill out until we're finished.
Yeah. You can choose whichever option you prefer.
So, excellence in all areas. This compartmentalization of education where you don't...
Either you're the nerd or you're the sporty guy or...
Yeah, you don't...
Or you're the artist.
Yeah, absolutely. They don't... I've often... You know, when I had to go and study teaching, I had to pick 2 subjects to teach. And so sport and art were those 2 subjects originally before I changed my studies. And I'd always thought, because it had always been presented to me, that it was an unusual combination, that most people didn't pick that. And it was only later on that I realized that they're both really aesthetic subjects.
You have sports that are actually art, right?
Well,
I mean, you have gymnastics.
Well, you know, body control is a form of art. I mean,
exactly. You have dance.
You got the dance. You got your gymnastics. You need body control for yoga.
I have to solve the problem. Go and solve the problem. Sorry.
What is the problem?
Zora's moaning.
Moaning is it's not really, moaning itself is not a problem. It's a reaction to something, or an attempt to cause a reaction to something. So they all want blankets now. Okay, so I'm come back. Come back. Come back soon. Come back soon. You can leave that there. That's been there for. They decided to play with the milk from their breakfast cereal on the floor and kind of painted a little bit with it. So one thing's for sure, kids know what they want even if they're not exactly sure why they want it. So they're very much that way orientated. Right. Where are we going? The 6 habits of highly effective parents. So So I think the kids, if you can hear the kids in the background, the kids are they're going to put on something to watch. Okay, Octonauts is their favorite right now, so it'll probably be that. And so once again, going to do a little bit of promo. NSA Slovakia, nsa-slovakia.com, the Academy of Language Therapy and Life Coaching is where you can catch up with us. If you've got any questions, Will, could you Could you give us a little bit of space while we're doing this, please, Mike? Yeah. Thank you very much. When is all the talking going to be over?
Soon enough. What's the time?
We need to get to get to the point.
To the topic.
Get to the point. So we were discussing the aesthetic nature of learning, and I think that it's unbelievable that aesthetics is not really covered in the modern school systems, and yet it was extremely important in the past. Not only that, it's a really difficult word to spell.
Aesthetics.
most people.
Well, I'm always
people spell the word grammar wrong as well.
I'm always kind of not surprised. I always like how in the old books when they describe a woman, they say she was accomplished, right? They were like, oh, she was an accomplished young lady, whatever.
Accomplished.
Blah,
yeah,
blah,
that's
blah.
not used
And I
anymore,
like the word accomplished, right? And accomplished would mean that she was literate, right? She could probably play an instrument or sing. Mm-hmm. She could hold conversations about topics. Mm-hmm. I don't know what else was included in there, but I like the.
She'd have probably good conversational skills.
Yes, she could probably dance.
Sewing, like sewing and home economic skills.
Yes.
Yeah. She'd be frugal and not waste things, probably.
Probably
in that kind of sense. It depends who was describing her and what they knew about her. Anyway.
So I kind of like the word accomplished. It's not used anymore, and it should be reintroduced, right? Accomplished as describing somebody who has good life skills, basically.
When would you use it now? An accomplished composer, someone who's produced huge volumes of work, is often described as accomplished now. But it's kind of disappeared from the vocab of daily description, especially as language has been very often simplified recently. You get these nice collections of writers' word groups you can find now on the internet.
Yes, but if you notice, it's used with professions, right? Mm-hmm. Because before it would be used with persons, with people. You would say she's an accomplished woman. So that would probably mean that there are some kind of basic expectations that you expect a woman to know.
You'd be okay here for a minute?
Yeah.
Okay, just excuse me for 1 minute.
Sure.
I never leave, but
should I maybe get into the topic and start on that? Or
you can go through the intro. You can introduce the topic.
Okay. Right, okay. Oh, I've never done this before. I've never been here by myself before. It's a bit scary. Right, so we're going to talk about the 6 habits of highly effective parents, just like G already said, but we always get distracted by our own conversation. And we already covered this topic before, but we had technical problems with the videos. Facebook removed the audio from the replay of the videos, just like it did yesterday with our video. So you probably didn't get it. So we wanted to do it again because that's a really good topic to talk about when it comes to practical parenting, because there are some practical tips there as well. It says that I really can't see without my glasses on, so I'm going to put my glasses on, right? Now, G finds these graphics sometimes on Pinterest and finds useful information on it, and it's a good idea to share these with you via live videos, even though we didn't really create it, just so that you know that the information is out there, and you can probably find it pinned on his Pinterest board. So you can check it out. He's also going to post the link to it in the comments for this video so that you can access it. Okay? So there are some common traits that successful or effective parents do. Now the word effective here is a bit funky in my opinion, because what is an effective parent, right? But I imagine that in this context that's going to be a parent who can effectively communicate with their children and cooperate within the family, perhaps.
Effectively communicate.
Yeah.
Okay, did you talk about the fact that, because I missed that the children need to develop their emotional, social, intellectual skills?
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. Yeah. So basically that would be the effective parent, right? A parent who's able to develop their children's emotional, intellectual, and social skills kind of harmoniously and balanced, right?
Yeah, okay. You look at it from the fact that skills are like muscles. Yeah.
Yes.
You need to train. You've got your.
Can I take this off?
You've got certain natural abilities and talents, but the skilled and talented person who works on improving those skills is going to have such a great advantage in life. What's up with? She's just moaning. She's moaning for the sake of moaning.
Can I measure how big you are? Darling, I will measure how big you are when we're finished here, okay? Give us 10 minutes.
Okay. I want to see that. I want to see you being measured. Okay, super cool. Okay, we're going to go through 6 habits.
Habit number 1.
It's just like, oh, and then we have to stop. Right. Okay, habit number 1. 6 habits of highly effective parents. Things that will improve your...
parenting skills.
Exactly.
Maybe.
Well,
maybe.
Improve your social skills
Hopefully.
as well. Okay. Foot number 1 is talk to your kids. You need to have this dialogue. You need to have communication. The average conversation length apparently strongly correlates with children's IQ and reading ability. So the longer conversations you have, hopefully the more vocabulary you use, your children will pick that up. Pick up the ball and they run with it, basically.
Telling your children what to do, or mentoring your children, or moralizing and explaining things that you're teaching them is not really communication. Okay, it's sort of one way channel when you're communicating an idea or an information and the kids are receiving it, but they are not communicating back. So that doesn't count. Okay, we're talking about communication, which is a two-way thing. So you are interested in what your child has to say. You can talk about their hobbies and their interests, which can be extremely boring for you, but still try to find something interesting in it, right? Try to find a common ground that you can build on.
Conversation requires that you speak and that you listen carefully.
Yes.
Yeah. A good conversationalist is a person who connects and is truly interested in what somebody else has to say. They're not just monologuing or having a one-sided conversation. And also, the more vocabulary that the children use, the more vocabulary the parents use, sorry, the more vocabulary the children will use.
And the other way around.
Yeah, that's also possible as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm well aware of the fact that my mother used when I was young more vocabulary than my father.
Mm-hmm.
And if my mother hadn't exposed me to those words in that language, I would have no idea what it meant.
Yeah, well, that's one of the roles of the parent, right? To make kids familiar with all those bits and pieces of life and vocabulary. Anyhow.
Bits and pieces of life.
G here shared a great article today or yesterday on your Facebook. So get on G's Facebook and find the article that he shared, written by Teacher Tom. About orders. I have read it. I have read it. It was great.
'Cause I come across so many articles, and I'm like, that's great. I don't have time, so I always put it on the Facebook with that to read later. Note to self, read this, and then at the end.
And you never get back to it.
No. At the end of the day, I go back to the Facebook stream, and it's a good place to go and see what when I find something nice during the day, I put it on the page, and at the end of the day, I can catch up with.
Can you put it up a bit, because they can't hear anything, and you won't be able to hear it on the stream because it's still going to be quiet now.
What do you say?
The movie, the Octonauts.
It is the
Sorry.
that.
Yeah.
Can I quote you on that?
Yes.
Give like a little meme with a picture of your face where it can see.
It is the that.
It is the that.
Yes. Yeah.
Definitions are important.
Jana Slobodova. It is the that.
Yeah.
That's going to be my most famous quote. Anyway, the article was great. Teacher Tom is great usually, by default. I have read.
I haven't.
I have read other things by him. Teacher Tom is he writes articles. He's like a blogger, and he does a lot of respectful relationship with children stuff. Okay, from a teacher's perspective.
It just reminds me of Talking Tom. It's the cat, no?
And he's the
cat on the tablet.
His article was on orders, basically, and telling people what to do. And he was explaining what I always try to stress out also when I talk to people about this.
Wait. You don't stress out. You highlight.
Oh, sorry. Highlight, yes.
Stressing out is...
Negative? Stressing you out?
Stressing out is...
Okay, I get it.
Is when we lose control.
Wrong choice of words. Anyway, I always... because I think it's so important. And it was about communication with children and about what it does to a kid when you give them orders, right? When you say do this or do that.
What does it do to
he explained how that creates resentment and rebellious reaction, because nobody wants to do what they're told to do. Every time that you can move closer to it, Zora, take your blanket and move closer to the telly so you can hear.
Yeah, you don't have to be at the opposite side of the room. Thank you, Will. You know the rules.
So,
Look, I might not even get to this today because I had to point out something.
Yeah?
It's picking his lip, right?
Yeah.
You're just putting your finger on it. That might be being slightly liberal with what I've just observed. Are you chewing on your finger then? No. Okay. I just wanted to point out the fact that I've seen the kids doing this quite a lot recently.
Yes, they get that from me. I know.
I'm not saying they don't get habits from me. Of course they get.
It's a bad habit, and they get it from me because they've seen me doing it. I do that when I'm kind of stressed or something.
I think you do it I think you do it in times when you're not stressed as well. I think you do it in times when you're not aware of what it is that you're doing. You're not, in yourself in the moment. Your mind is drifting. I have seen you do it when you're stressed as well, like when you're working on something on the computer and there's a time limit and you're a bit worried about that. But we all have these little habits that our kids are going to pick up. Whatever it is the parents do, the kids are going to copy. It's the copy and paste system, isn't it?
Yes, totally.
So, if a little story from the.
I just wanted to say that's why I focus on self-improvement, before parenting, basically.
Well, I had this father and son that I was working with as clients separately.
Yes. Okay.
So I was helping them both, and I noticed that they had the same sitting position, and they did the same thing with their hands when they were talking. It's not unnatural to notice that, right? It's not unnatural for people to pick up those habits. The thing was that the habit was putting your hand in a certain place and scratching.
Oh, right.
Which only usually men do.
We had a teacher who did that all the time in front of the whole class.
And I would be sitting with this client.
Yeah.
Right. I'd be on one side of the table, they'd be on the other side of the table. And I'm not sure if I should make them aware of it or just let it go, because it's really disturbing.
I know.
It's really disturbing when someone sitting opposite you is like suddenly decided, this should be on the other side. We've got something in a tangle there. So
it's playing billiard in there.
You're trying to get in to something which is really gonna help these people in their lives, and they're like, time to move, and it's really, it's really freaky. And then it was enough dealing with the parent, right?
Yeah.
And then I had to work with the son as well, and then the son started doing it, and I was like,
Imagine you're a student, right? And you've got this teacher who's walking up and down in front of the blackboard. We had a geography teacher who did that.
Geography teachers are always strange.
He always walked up and down in front of the blackboard or in front of the map or whatever he was using, and he would just keep scratching his private parts, and it was really disturbing. But we made so much fun of him, poor guy. Then he went. Then he. Guess what?
What?
Then he stopped working in the school and he went to work in a prison.
How did I?
Seriously.
How did I know that?
Seriously, as a guard in the prison because it was better paid. There you go.
It's better paid as a prison guard.
He was paid better as a prison guard than as a teacher, and it's basically the same job, right? So.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So there you go.
That's kind of crazy.
Anyway. Yeah.
I'm moving the contrast here.
So we were saying, talk to your kids, have conversations, let them lead the conversations, listen to them, don't give them orders like crazy because nobody likes that. Nobody likes that. They're just going to rebel. They're just going to disconnect if you do that all the time. Yeah. Yeah. You don't order other people around.
I should go and read the article.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's a great article. He always I've read so many. I've read quite a few good articles by Teacher Tom, so he's good.
The bounce back parenting looks quite interesting as well. Those articles.
I didn't get to look at that.
Yeah. They publish like 2 or 3 articles a day. I mean, I don't know how they actually managed to write that. I mean, that's pretty crazy.
Well, I would be able to write that if I worked like 9 to 5 on writing articles, right? I'd be able to write so many articles that are in my head, but I struggle with finding the time to do that together with creating the webinar.
I struggle with limiting the length of the articles because I'm always like, oh, this leads to this, which leads to this, which leads to this, and I could just go on and on and on.
There's a problem here.
It's a bit insane.
Right. Well, can you stop playing for 1 second? Zorinka, what's the problem? Your head hurts. Go.
You know what?
Have some water, love.
We're going to wind this up in a couple of minutes, okay? Because we're not going to get through all 6 points.
No, we're not. But we could do at least number 2.
Well, what I thought we could do is we'll make sure we get through it all tomorrow, right?
Okay.
There's no rush. We don't have to rush it, right?
Okay.
We don't have to rush it. We've introduced the subject before.
We're just going to be 2 more minutes, okay? And then I will help you out, okay?
There are
Meanwhile,
basically 6 really important
stay comfortable, stay warm, okay?
Parents. And communication with the children.
Did you finish your
muesli? We
muesli?
spent all week on this, actually. What's up? What's going on in the background? Hello?
Yes, we are going to include... Well, why don't you go and finish your muesli? I've put it up there. Look, it's up there on that bench over there. Okay?
What's going on?
Her muesli. We're going to include more information on communication with your children in parenting in our webinar that are preparing for you, people. Yes, and we will also include
the title is
the Amazing Parenting webinar for all the amazing parents out there. So if you are an amazing parent and want to be even more amazing, then join our webinar. We are going to post the links to it.
Follow it with the more amazing
hopefully today. Okay, so everything seems to be working for now. So where
can people access the information? Where can people find out more?
People can find out more on 21centurymom, spelled MUM.com, or we are going to be sharing links. Something happening out there.
Spaceship just landed.
We're going to be sharing links to more information about the webinar everywhere on the internet, okay? So we'll be sharing it on Facebook. G will be sharing it. I will be sharing it. We will post it everywhere.
Yes, sir.
Everywhere, basically, okay? So you have to find it even if you don't want to.
Here, there, and everywhere.
Yes. Yes, and we will also include some
income over there.
Yes, we will also include some.
Not looking at. Right.
Some prompts, prompts and scripts for communication in certain situations, so that when you're stuck, or when you have a problem to word things yourself, we're going to give you some
scripts are where to begin,
trips,
but not where to end. I don't want people to think that you can just read off a script and be a good parent. That's not.
No. It's not about trying to memorize it and say exactly. Okay. Tell her that I'll be there in a jiffy.
Thank you very much.
Or hand her a toilet roll and see if she can wipe herself. She can do that sometimes, but I don't think she's feeling that adventurous today. Anyway.
She's gonna fall off and hit her head on the bath.
Right. We're going to have to finish soon, but...
why is she screaming like
I don't know. She's just in that mood today. She said that she's got a headache, so might have something to do with that. Tell her I'll be there in a jiffy.
Will, can you go and tell your sister?
Oh, okay, thank you very much. Okay. So...
Girls, eh?
So yeah, the scripts or prompts or whatever
Thank you for the thumbs up. Much appreciated.
Are not there to be followed exactly, but they give you some ideas of things that you can say to your kids if you're stuck, if you don't know how to put it. You always.
I was listening back to. You know what's good about this?
Yeah.
It's recording interactions with the kids while we're actually working on this.
Yes.
This podcast.
Yes.
Principle. I was listening to the conversations yesterday, and. Well.
Okay. Well, 1 second. Okay.
Yeah,
1 second.
Will, you've had all morning to pee, so it's your own fault. Okay. Was that wrong?
Yes.
It's the truth. It's the truth.
It is the truth. It is the truth.
Okay.
Yes,
No, but I was listening to some of my communication, and I was just doing something. I was saying some things that I knew were not exactly how I should have said them, and it's good.
It's good because you can reflect on your own actions and on your own language.
It's good to realize that wasn't the way it should have been.
Because we all make mistakes. Because we all have our programs in our minds that we have to work against at some point. So, yeah, that's okay. Okay, people. Well, we're going to say goodbye. Okay, because I'm going to say goodbye now because I have to go and...
We've done our hour of power.
Yes, I have to go and solve situations. I have to go and do some practical parenting right now. So I'm going to leave...
Not paid for this, by the way.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So I have to leave. I'm going to leave Graham here to wrap it up.
No.
Are we wrapping it up together? Okay. Okay. I wanted to disappear.
Poof. And she disappeared in a cloud of smoke. Okay, we're gonna wrap it up together, right?
Very quickly.
NSASlovakia.com, the Academy of Language Therapy and Life Coaching. We're also on Pinterest. We're all over the internet. You can connect with us. Leave your questions on YouTube or Facebook, and we'll get to them.
Yes. 21st Century Mom, spelled MUM.com, where you will find more information about my work and about the amazing webinar, the amazing parenting webinar that the two of us are doing together. It's going to be super cool, epic, and really amazing. So we want to check it out, see what information we're going to be giving you, and decide whether it's a good thing for you to do or not.
Okay.
If you don't need it, but you know somebody else who needs it, feel free to share the information, okay?
Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la. We'll be back again tomorrow with another hour. I want you to say bye to the podcast people.
Yes, bye-bye, and thank you for listening.
Bye-bye, podcast people. Thank you very much for tuning. Oh, no, I can't do that. We can't say bye to the podcast people. We got to do.
You have to turn the Facebook off first. Right. Otherwise, that'll be the big thing.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Like and share, please.
Thank you for watching, and we'll be here again.
There we go. Facebook is going. Bye-bye.
Yes.
And podcast is going. Bye-bye.
Yes, bye, and thanks for listening.